Yes.
Good morning to all. Uh, Yesterday, in last lectures, we have discussed about of the non-ideal effects of the MOS transistors. Okay, and how there is the second order effects is occur whenever we have to scale down the uh, size of the transistors in terms of the that is we have to modify the length as well the width of the channel. Okay, so it becomes it will possible to improve the performance of the transistor, uh, but as well we have to require the less size of these transistors because according to the uh, integrated circuit, the technology of the integrated circuit like as the SSI, MSI, LSI, VLSI, right? So according to the VLSI, we have to place the more number of the transistor on the single chip. So it becomes will possible to increases the functionality of that chip as well reduces the size of the chip. That is the major aspect of that VLSI chips, and according that aspect we have to uh, scaling down the size of the transistor, that is the MOS transistor. Okay, so already we have discussed when we have to scaling down the size of the transistor, so it becomes second order effect will occur. So this second order effect is also called as a, that is the non-ideal characteristics. These non-ideal characteristics like as the channel length modulation, body effect, uh, then sub-threshold region. Okay, so now here already we have discussed about of the channel length modulation, uh, then also body effect. Okay, so now so today just we recap of this channel length modulation. With this diagram, you can easily understand with the channel length modulation. I will take the recap in short. That is the this is the NMOS transistor, and according to the physical structure of the NMOS transistor, that is we know that this is the P type of the substrate material. These are the two end of regions, and between the end of region, channel is formed, right? By applying the voltage between the gate and source, and the voltage between the drain and source, right? So this is the enhancement mode type of the MOSFET. That's why here, after applying the input voltage, channel will be the form, and the current will be flow from the source to drain, right? So according to these characteristics, so you can easily understand that is the long channel. If the channel is the long, so obviously according the different operating regions of the transistors, that is cutoff region, saturation region, and the linear region, right? So whenever we know that that is the voltage between the drain and source is less than the driver voltage. What is the driver voltage? That is the VDS saturation, or also we can say the term is VDS, yes, VGS minus VT. Okay. So this is the driver voltage. The VDS is less than the driver voltage. So that times this transistor is operating in the linear, and when this voltage is greater than the driver voltage, that is the VDS is greater than the driver voltage, so transistor is operating in the saturation. Okay. But in the saturation region, the channel is formed and your current is the uh, constant according the increases of the VDS. This is the ideal case. Okay, for the we can say the for the long channel. Okay, but when if there is the scaling down of the channel length, so it becomes second order effect will occur, and one of the second order effect is that the channel length modulation. That is the here with the practical case you can in the practical case you can consider these characteristics. So here suppose now this is the saturation region, and in that saturation region, if the VDS, that is the voltage between drain and source, further increased, actually ideally we know that that is the VDS, further VDS has increased, but IDS should be the constant, right? But in the practically or if there is any modification with the channel, scaling down the size of the channel of the transistor, so it becomes this slope will be the will occur with this increases of the VDS, right? So it becomes there is the early voltage. So one of the point are getting in the on the VDS, that is the minus VA. It's called as the minus VA. That is the early point of the voltage. Okay, early voltage. So here you can with this diagram you can observe there is a depletion region is occur between the drain terminal and the channel. Okay, so ideally the channel is formed. The channel length and width is the okay. Channel length is that the uniformly is the similar. But now here you can uh, here we are getting that is the depletion region is formed between the drain terminal and the channel, right? So this the depletion, it's called as a del L. Okay, this is the L dash and this is the total LD, that is the length of the channel. Okay, so here according to this second order effect, the depletion region is off. Okay. So it's called as a channel length modulation. This is the effect is that the channel length modulation. Now second is that the body effect. In the body effect, uh, always we know that or the according the technology of the VLSI, we know that more number of the transistor on the single chip. Or according that technology, here I consider 4 NMOS transistor and 4 PMOS transistor on the single chip. Okay. So here, when we are considering 4 transistor on the single chip, that is, its body is the common. So we can say the its substrate is the common. So always the threshold voltage, which is the threshold voltage. Okay, it's a very important term, and it's the very important voltage term, right? Because this is the threshold voltage. Na? At that point, your MOSFET start in the conducting state. Okay, start flowing of the current, and your MOSFET is goes into the conducting state. That's why this voltage it's very important to decide the linear as well the saturation region, right? So Vt is a function of voltage between source and substrate. Okay. So in the body effect, always the body, okay, with this diagram you can understand that is always the body of the substrate is connected to the ground terminal. That is the potential is zero, right? And its effect on the threshold voltage, right? Actually, in the body effect, there is the thickness of the oxide layer, that is the TOX. If the TOX is the increases, VT is also increases. Permeability of substrate is increased, then VT is decreases, and the doping core of substrate is increases, then also the VT is increases. So it means that, and the one of the parameters, that is the VSB, voltage between the source and body. Okay, it increases, it becomes also the VT is increases. So it means that if the VSB is increases, VT is increases, right? So that in the body effect, this VT is then very important. Is the audible to all? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So VT is an threshold voltage. Here in the body effect, when we increase the sorry, if the more number of, or we can say the n number of NMOS transistor are connected on the single chip with the substrate is the common. In that case, the ideally we are consider that is the VSB is the zero for the all the transistor, but this is not possible with the practical case. That is, if you have considered the VSB for the first transistor, VSB1, and VSB2 for the second transistor, that VSB1 is not is equal to VSB2, and it becomes, that is the VT of the second transistor, it is shifted. Okay, and the value of the VT is shifted, it's not matched with the first transistor, so it becomes the conduction of the transistor will be the change because of the VT change. And why the VT is changed? Because BSB2 is not is equal to BSB1, right? So that effect is called as a body effect, and this effect should be considered when we have to implement n number of NMOS as well the n number of PMOS transistor on the single chip. Uh, Next is mobility variation. In the mobility variation, first we'll understand what is the mobility. Mobility, it means the carrier drift in the substrate material. Right? We know the physical structure of the NMOS transistor or the PMOS transistor. So where is which we know that is the carrier drift in the substrate material is called as a mobility, and it is defined by that is the average carrier drift velocity V divided by electrical field. Okay. So mobility varies according to the type of the charge carrier. Actually, we know that if the physical structure of the NMOS, where is the substrate material is the P, and if the PMOS transistor is there, in the PMOS physical structure of the PMOS, the substrate is the N type, right? So electrons have a higher mobility than holes. Okay. Uh, Thus, NMOS has a higher current producing capability than the corresponding PMOS. So, uh, whenever if you ask any question, that is why the NMOS is preferred than the PMOS for the MOS transistor or manufacture the VLSI chip. So, reason is that is the electrons have a higher mobility than holes. That's why the NMOS has high current producing capability than the corresponding PMOS. That's why
Yes, sir.
NMOS is preferred over the PMOS for the manufacturing the VLSI chip. Yes. Okay. Mobility decreases with increasing. So mobility is decreases on the temperature and the doping concentration. That is the mobility decreases with increasing doping concentration and increasing temperature. Okay. Now next second order, or also we can say the non-ideal uh, characteristics, that is the drain punch through and hot electrons. Drain punch through. So in the channel length modulation, we observe how there is the depletion layer is occur between the drain terminal and the channel, right? So with this diagram, we'll understand. Okay. So this is the channel length modulation, or this effect is called as the channel length modulation. And this is the occur because of the VDS is further increased in the saturation region, right? Where is the ID should be the constant, but the ID is the varies according with the increases of the VDS at the VGS is maintained a constant. And this depletion region is occur. This effect is called as a channel length modulation. So same here. Here, if you have further increases the VDS, so it becomes the length of the channel will be the reduces. So this the length of the channel will be the reduces. Okay. So further increases the VDS, the length of the channel will be the reduces. So this length will be shifted. The we can say this is the depletion region will shifted towards to the source terminal, towards to the source terminal for one of the voltage of one of the uh, level of the voltage, that is the drain to source voltage. The channel length is the very short. Okay, and that effect is called as a punch through. Okay, so drain punch through. When the drain voltage is high enough, the depletion region around the drain may extend to the source. Okay, so drain may extend to shift to the source terminal. Okay, it means the width of the depletion region is increases. Okay, so thus causing current to flow irrespective of the gate voltage. So next is the hot electrons. Again, this is the effect is important. hot electrons when the source drain electric field is too large. Okay, again the source drain voltage is, and the electric field is too large. The electron speed will be high enough to break the electron hole pair. Okay, the electrons will penetrate the gate oxide, causing the gate current. Okay, so it's called as a hot electrons effect. Now the next effect is that is the sub-threshold conduction. Uh, Sub-threshold conduction is always occur in the cutoff region. Here also you can observe the sub-threshold conduction is there. The cutoff region is also referred to as the sub-threshold region, where IDS increases exponentially with VDS and VGS term. Okay. With this following diagram, you can observe that if VGS is less than VT. So if the VGS is less than VT, so obviously the transistor or the MOS device is operate in the cutoff region, right? For this condition, that is the VGS is less than VT. If the VGS is greater than VT, so this is the saturation region, right? So this is the conduction of the MOSFET, right? So now here in the VGS less than VT, obviously this is the cutoff region, and in that cutoff region, the subthreshold conduction is occur. The current drops off exponentially. So obviously in the cutoff region, the current should be the yes, current should be the low. Ideally zero in the cutoff region, right? But in the practically in the cutoff region, there is the IDS increases exponentially with VDS and VGS. Okay, and that's why the sub-threshold conduction is occur. Okay, so these all are the effects. All the effects are considered in the practical cases. That's why it's called as a non-ideal. Okay, and ideal it means that we have considered only the three region, and according these three region, in the cutoff region, we have considered the current value is the 0 milliampere. Okay. Now the next term is the junction leakage. Okay, junction leakage. This is the very important term. Again here with this diagram you can understand that is the physical structure of the NMOS transistors. Okay, so here that is the PMOS substrate is there. Sorry, P substrate is there, P-type substrate is there, and 2N plus diffuse material is there, right? And this is the gate terminal. That is the polysilicon material. And this is the oxidation. Okay, so this is the physical structure. With this physical structure, you can observe. Yes, with this physical structure, you can observe that is the two diode is present. Yes, why the two diodes is present? Because here the p-type, it is the combination of the p-type and n-type material. Okay, so according to the physical structure of the NMOS transistor, the p substrate is there. This is the silicon material. Okay, so this is the p substrate, p-type of the semiconductor, and this is the p-type semiconductor, and this is the n-type semiconductor. Okay, so this is the combination of p and n, right? The two types of the semiconductor material is there to form a diode. Okay, and this diode is in the reverse bias. How this is in the reverse bias? Because here you can understand that is this is the anode. Suppose we can consider this is the anode and cathode. At the anode, there is the always for the P substrate is connected to zero potential, and here you are applying the VDD. Okay, so that's why this diode is in the reverse bias. And if the diode is in the reverse bias, we know that the characteristics of the diode, that is again if you compare with the ideal and non-ideal characteristics of the diode. In the ideal case, in the reverse bias of the diode, the current is the zero, right? But in the practical case, or also we can say that in the non-ideal case, the diode current is present in the milliampere or in the microampere. It's called as a junction leakage. It's called as a junction leakage in the terms of the diode. And again with the NMOS, so the physical structure of the NMOS, again here the two diode is present, and that diode is in the reverse bias. Okay, so that's why the IL, here we are notify the current is the IL. The term is the IL. Okay, and what will be the equation for the IL? IL is equal to Is in bracket e raised to Vd upon Vt minus 1. Okay. So whereas Vd is the diode voltage, Vt is the thermal voltage. Okay, that is depend on the temperature. This is the term of the Vt is the 26 millivolt at a room temperature. Okay. And in modern transistor with low threshold voltages, subthreshold conduction for exceeds junction leakage. Okay, in the modern transistor with the low threshold voltages. Okay, so because of the subthreshold conduction far exceeds junction leakage. Now next term is that the temperature dependence. Uh, in the temperature dependence, how there is your the ID, the current is flowing from the drain to source, so that current how depends on the temperature. With its figure, you can understand if the increases when we are increases the uh, quantity of the temperature according with the it will be the effect on the uh, uh, drain current. It will be the reduces. Okay. So that is the temperature dependence. The magnitude of the threshold voltage decreases nearly linear with the temperature. Carrier mobility, in the first term there is the mobility. We have understand the term of the mobility. So carrier mobility decreases with temperature. Junction leakage increases with temperature because IS is strongly temperature dependent. Okay. So in the last junction leakages, here we understand. So IL, that is the IL is linearly proportional with the Vt, that is the thermal voltage. If the temperature is increases, obviously the IL is also increases, right? So junction leakage increases with temperature.
Sir, your voice is quite low.
Yes,
Voice is quite low, sir.
voice is low.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please check. Is the audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, is the audible?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, okay, now the temperature dependence. And in the temperature dependence, we are understanding that is the junction leakage. The junction leakage increases with the temperature because IS is strongly temperature dependent. Okay, so here you can understand the term of the IL is dependent on the IS, and here the IS is increases with the thermal voltages. That is the IL is increases with the thermal voltages. Okay, so here the thermal voltages is about 26 millivolt at room temperature. If the changes in the temperature, that is increases in the temperature, obviously that also increases. So its effect on the IS is also increases. Okay. So that's why the junction leakage increases with temperature because IS is strongly temperature dependent. Okay, the following figure shows that how the current ID saturation current decreases with temperature, right? So this is the again second order effect, that is the temperature dependence of the ID. Again, the ID is dependent with the geometry dependence, and this is the again one of the important factor in the because whenever we have to improve the performance of the MOS transistor and sorry, not a MOS transistor, the increase the performance of the VLSI chip. So in that case, we have to resize or the modification of the scaling down of the transistors to implement the more number of the transistor on the single chip, and it becomes increases the functionality of the transistor. So in that case, uh, we are scaled down. It means in terms of the width and length of the channel. Okay, so effective channel length and width can be expressed as, so now here the equation is shown, that is the how there is the effective length and effective width will be the will get when we have or how there is the this effective length and width will be dependent on the geometry dependence. Okay. Okay, this is the most small signal model. Uh, this is the small signal model with the three terminal of the MOS transistor. This is the gate, drain, and the source terminal. So here you can understand how there is the parasitics and the stray capacitances, or so we can say the junction capacitances are present. Okay, with the more small signal model. Okay, and here also I shown the few equations with the linear region and the saturation region. Uh, Okay, till there is we understand about of the MOS transistor theory. Now we will go on to the pass transistors. So just here we have understand that is the theory of the MOS transistor with the different operating regions. Uh, in the case of the ideal current voltage characteristics as well the non-ideal current voltage characteristics. But now we have to understand that is the use of that MOS transistor in the VLSI chip. How we can use this transistor in the VLSI chip. So before we have to understand what is the pass transistor. Okay, what is by the pass transistor? We'll understand the pass transistor. Okay, here either you can use the NMOS as a pass transistor or the PMOS as a pass transistor. Okay, so now here it's called as a pass transistor because we will understand with the working of that NMOS transistor. In that diagram I have shown, this is the NMOS transistor. Okay, uh, here I am applying this is the yes as the input to this MOS transistor. Here the input signal to this circuit. Okay, and at that point I'm taking the output voltage, and that output voltage is connected with the load capacitor to the ground. Okay, so initially we have considered this load capacitor is discharge. Okay, that's why the V out is equal to VSS. Okay, so this is the discharge, that's why the V out will show the VSS. Okay, now uh, in the first case I'm applying input signal as a VDD. Okay, and VS is also applied as a VDD to this NMOS type of the transistor. This is the NMOS type of the transistor, right? And this is the PMOS type of the transistor because we have the yes bubble in there. Okay, so now here in the first case I'm applying VIN as a VDD, VS as a VDD. Okay, then what should be the output voltage? The output voltage will be the VDD minus threshold voltage of the N type. Okay, so that is the denoted by the VTN, threshold voltage N types. Okay, and if the VTP is there, that is the threshold voltage of the P type transistor, right? So here the output is VDD minus VTN because we know that in the NMOS type of the transistor, when we are applying a VDD as the input, that is the 1. In terms of we can say that is the 1 and 0. 1, it means we are considering the VDD, and for the 0, we are saying this is the VSS, 0 potential. Okay, VSS at the 0 potential. Suppose we have considered this is the 5 volt. Okay, suppose we have applied the input is the VDD and the VS is also VDD, and VDD, it means that 1 to the NMOS transistor, so it becomes NMOS transistor will go into the on state. Okay, and when NMOS transistor will go into the on state, that VIN as a VDD is available at the V out, but according to the practical case, that VDD minus VTN, that V out will be the VDD minus VTN. Okay, now in the second case, now the VIN is the VSS and the VS is the voltage at the, okay, this yes or the gate terminal of this MOS transistor is the VDD, same. The VDD gate potential is the same. Only the change on the input. Input is now the VSS. VSS is the 0 potential. And now, because we are applying 1 to the NMOS, that NMOS transistor is in the on state, it becomes V out is equal to yes VSS. V out is equal to VSS because the input is the VSS. Right. This transistor is the on condition. So whatever the input signal, it will be the appear at the output terminal. If the MOSFET transistor is in the off condition, right? So that V out is the VSS. Okay. This is the working of the NMOS pass transistor, and second is the PMOS pass transistor. So now we'll understand with the PMOS pass transistor. The first case, the first case, I'm applying Vin as a VDD. Now, here I'm applying this Vin as a VDD. Okay. And at the gate terminal of the PMOS transistor, I'm applying the VSS. That is the zero potential. Yes, when the zero potential or the zero input applied to the PMOS transistor, it will go into the conducting state or is in the on state. And when we are applying the 1 to the PMOS transistor, it will go into the off of these transistors, right? So here I am applying the input. In the first case, I am applying the input as a VDD, okay? And here at the gate terminal, I am applying the VSS as the input to the MOS transistor. So it becomes, this transistor will go into the on state, and that Vin is a VDD will appear across at the Vout terminal. Okay. Yes. All of you understand? समजतंय सर्वांना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, these are very
Yes, sir.
these PAS transistors are very important when we have to implement the CMOS design circuit. Now the next part is that the design the CMOS circuit. So that times we know the concept of the PAS transistors. Okay. Yes, I am repeat again this term. That is the NMOS PAS transistor and PMOS PAS transistor. This is the symbol of the NMOS transistor and this is a symbol of PMOS. Okay. In the
Yes,
NMOS,
yes, sir.
yes, in the NMOS transistor, it will go into the on state when we are applying the inputs. Gate at the gate terminal when we are applying the 1 to the NMOS, it will go into the on state, and when we are applying a 0 at the gate terminal of the NMOS, it will go into the off state.
Yes, sir.
And in the first case, I am considering that Vin is equal to VDD. Now I am applying Vin as a VDD, and at the gate terminal of the NMOS transistor is the VDD, that is the 1. If the 1 is applied, so this transistor will go into the on state, and it becomes Vout will appear as a VDD because I am applying the input as a VDD. That is the in the practical case, the practical point of view, that Vout will show the VDD minus VTN. Okay, and then in the second case, I'm applying Vin as a VSS. Okay, and get to the MOS transistor is the same. That is the VDD. So it means that it is in the again in the on state, and now the only change the input signal, that is the VSS. So Vout will appear as the VSS because in the on state now. So Vin will appear across the Vout, and Vin is the VSS. That's why the Vout is also VSS, right? And the PMOS PAS transistor. Please, anyone will take the snapshot of all these participants and attendees? Yes, we'll take it.
घेतलं sir.
Yes, कुणी घेतलाय?
जाधव.
दादा, हाँ. सर्वांचा घ्या. Okay, and please send me. Okay, now the PMOS PAS transistors. Please all of you listen. PMOS PAS transistor. Now here, in the PMOS transistors, that is when we are applying a 0 to the PMOS transistor, it will go into the on state, and when we are applying a
Yes,
1,
sir.
it becomes in a off state. Okay.
Off state. PMOS. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now for the first case, I am applying Vin as a VDD, and for I am applying here the VSS at the gate terminal of this PMOS transistor. Okay. VSS means 0. If I am applying the 0, it will go into the on state, and that Vin will appear across the Vout. But now Vin in the first case is the VDD, so that's why Vout is also appear the VDD. Okay. And in the second case, Vin is equal to VSS. Vin is equal to VSS, and I'm applying the VSS to the gate terminal 0. VSS means 0. If the 0 is there, again is in the on state, and this Vin is a VSS. So obviously at the Vout terminal, it shows the threshold voltage. It shows
Sure.
the
Yes.
threshold
Yes.
voltage only. Okay.
Right.
So this is the working of the PAS transistor and PAS transistor of the NMOS and PMOS. Okay. So here we'll understand just working when we are connecting the n number of NMOS and PMOS transistor. Okay. Now with this diagram, with the first symbol, the first diagram. Here I am applying the input as a VDD and the input to this MOS transistor as a VDD. So obviously it in the on state and input the VDD. So output is the VDD minus VTN. Okay, at the source terminal. Right. If the three transistor is connected, input is the VDD, and all these transistors are applied the one, and these all are the NMOS. So all these transistors will go into the on state, right? So it becomes at the output terminal of the every transistor will get the term is VDD minus VTN. For the second term VDD minus VTN. At the third term VDD minus VTN. And comparatively this circuit, if I am applying the circuit in the form of like this, suppose